All right. Welcome back to Things and Stuff. I'm Polina.
I am Jackie.
And today we're going to talk about meddling mothers. Now, you have your Italian mothers, uh, your Catholic mothers, your Jewish mothers, and your Russian mothers. But when you have Russian Jewish mothers, I feel like it's like a perfect concoction of meddling.
They like to be in control.
Exactly. Like when things aren't on their timelines or when things kind of just aren't going their way, they like to fix it. Fix it.
I think it's also really bad Jewish. It's like a mitzvah for Jewish women to set up other Jewish women.
To help women find men.
Yeah, so it's like in our DNA.
Mm-hmm. Like ingrained in you is that need to couple people, you know. So Jackie has the mother of all mother meddling stories, and it's just like this perfect storm. And it all begins with mother meddling. So how did your mother meddling story start?
All right, so I was actually engaged before my husband now, years ago. I mean, this is like 10 plus years ago. That means that I'm just really old. But so a long time ago, I was engaged, and while this guy wasn't a bad guy, he just wasn't for me. And we had a toxic relationship that just.
And you were young.
I was young and foolish and naive.
It was like one of those. It happens.
So we broke up, and it was very mutual. And although it was mutual, I was not ready to start dating again. And I had just started graduate school, so I was having fun every time after classes. I would go out with my friends. We'd go to the bar, just having a great time. And being young, yes, enjoying it. Mm-hmm. So my mom, she says to me, you know what, Jackie? I think you need to go out more often. So I'm here like, Mom, I appreciate your concerns, but if I go out more often, I'm going to be a legit alcoholic. So she's like, no.
She doesn't mean it that way.
And she's like, no, I don't mean it like that. She's like, I think you need to go out more with guys. I'm like, okay. Once again, I appreciate it, but I'm not ready. And then there it goes. She goes, but I have the perfect guy for you.
Like, so the mother meddling begins.
So I say, you know what, Mom? You tried to set me up before, so no offense, but that didn't end well, and the guy was a loser. And she goes, no offense, Jackie, but every guy that you've set yourself up with has been a loser. I'm like, okay, Mom, touche, whatever. Right. She's like, okay, let me just tell you about this guy. What's the worst that could happen if I just tell you about this guy? So I say, okay, tell me about this guy. So she goes, okay, well, he's Russian Jewish. He has the same political views as you, and he works for some, company in the fashion industry. So I'm like, okay. She goes, yeah, but you know what? I've actually never met him, but I heard he's very cute and that he's just not tall. Okay. So I'm 5'2.5". I'm pretty short.
Yeah, like I'm also like 5'1.5", 5'2". And, like, not tall for a guy is, like, 5'6" is not tall. Like,
I would even consider maybe 5'7", 5'8" not tall.
Like, it's not tall, but it's not, like, it's fine. Like, right? We're both short. Right. Like, you're short, I'm short. Yeah. So, not tall is okay. Like, so I can live with not tall.
It's fine because, you know what, then I don't have to, like, reach all the way up, Okay, perfect. Not tall. All right. So she's like, but I like I said, I've never met him. And I'm like, oh, a little weird, Mom. She's like, okay, please let me just pass on your phone number. He'll call you. What's the worst that could happen? You have a friend or you're back where you started. I'm like, okay, you know what? Fine. So this guy calls me and he is amazing. I mean, like we have the same views. We like the same stuff. He works for some fashion company, and not as a designer, but he would get free designer stuff, get to go to designer shows.
All good things.
All good things, meet famous people. That's great, So I'm like, okay. And so he just seems really nice, and he has a nice voice on the phone, whatever. So we finally decided that we were going to meet. So he's like, okay, I'm going to come pick you up at your house. And I still lived with my parents at the time because I had finished college and I moved back home. And so he's like, I'll pick you up. We'll go downtown and I'll take you out for drinks, for dinner. Sounds great. So I get dressed up, put on a nice skirt, nice sweater, and I put on heeled boots because, I'm short. So what's the big deal?
Not tall.
Right.
Still thinking like 5'6",
Right. So
5'7",
I'll be the same level as
5'8".
him. Okay. So there's a knock at my door. And, I'm like really excited. I go open the door. And there before me, no lie, is a midget.
They like to be called little people. We'll keep it politically correct.
She'll keep it politically correct. It was a midget. And when I say midget, I'm talking about like the little arms, okay? Like T-Rex arms. So I'm like, oh my gosh, there is a midget at my front door.
Like legal little person.
Okay. Now, I will give the fact that his face was cute. However, midget, like Tyrion Lannister midget.
Like, imagine not being warned. Like, it's just like so legitimate little person.
Right. So I'm okay. Do I change my shoes? Do I just continue wearing what I'm wearing? These were questions that were racing in my mind. I had no idea what to do. So I'm like, okay, if I change my shoes, he's gonna be like, okay, she notices I'm a midget. But like, how could you not notice?
It's there.
So I go and I'm like, hey Alex, why don't you come inside, meet my mom? She's the woman who set us up. So, my mom comes in, and he comes in, and my mom has her back facing us, so she's doing the dishes. And I go, hey, Mom, I want you to meet the guy you introduced us to. Mm-hmm. And she goes, okay, and she turns around, she's like, I'm like, oh my gosh. So, all right, so that was embarrassing, whatever. But so we go out, and the whole time, he's trying to hold, put his arm around me, and he goes like, this little midget arm, and it's because I'm wearing my heels, his arm is like way down by like, I don't know, like the hip, so it was embarrassing. Anyway, so he was a really nice guy, but it just whatever. And so
just a little person.
I'd like to preface that my mom had no idea. She had no idea, obviously, by her reaction. Because when she told me about this guy, she's like, oh, my friend, Fainachka's friend, Enochka's friend, has a son.
Like this friend
right.
told me about this guy, and like that friend got her from this guy, and like, the ladder of mother meddling.
Right. So my mom called up the woman who's friends with my mom's friend because she was just so embarrassed that,
that this happened.
Like, so she goes, Enochka, how could you set my daughter up with a midget? And Enochka goes, midget, really? I never noticed. Apparently, I was so pathetic. I never noticed.
She never noticed.
No offense to midgets.
I don't think it's your patheticness that is the problem in this situation. I think it's mother meddling. So mother meddling. So personally, I love this story, but the little midget arms are always my favorite. But so this is like a precautionary tale of what mother meddling can lead to.
Setting you up with someone with T-Rex arms.
With unexpected, let's call it unexpected difficulties. So like he's not tall, could lead to
so not tall is not the same as being a midget.
Really not tall, like legally not tall.
Yes, I towered over him, and you know what? He was a really nice guy, and I do wish him the best. However,
more mentally preparedness would have been nice, right?
Yeah, I also probably would not have said yes had I known that he was a midget. But Jackie from Things and Stuff has been on a date with a midget.
Yep, there you go.
So stay tuned. Our next episode hopefully won't be on such a long hiatus as this one was.
Yeah.
But thanks for sticking around to hear about
Thanks
my
for
midget
watching.
story. Yeah, thanks
See
for
you next
watching.
time.